All right, everyone. Hey. Good to see you all on this awesome Sunday. I got to change this. We did something the other day. Sorry, I'm looking like toe up from the floor up, but you know, we had a little walk today. And 8 a.m., kind of cold out there. So yeah, had a big overlay pullover on. So any rate, I'm kind of warm down here. Those of you from Wings of Love, Maranatha Ministries, welcome. If you recognize your church in the background, that's because we are at Wings of Love. I said that right. I'm going through some changes in my 65th year of trying to name other churches. Welcome ever welcome to a beautiful Sunday afternoon. And man, we're coming to you live from Wings of Love Fellowship Hall near the kitchen. We told you we come. We don't have a live audience today. We're cool. But in the future, we're trying to build it and get it ready. So anybody wants a little taste of what First Lady might fix, this is the place. So today we got up at 8 a.m. It was really tough because yesterday we were here all day. All day. Yes. We left the house.
All day.
I don't know, 9-ish, 10-ish, tried to clear the parking lot. And then we were at church all day. And then we went right into helping the young people in the neighborhood not to go crazy and go around trick-or-treating, that we would have something on the lot outside.
That's right.
Put a little green fake grass down.
Yeah.
We'll try to still show you some pictures. But so the kids from the neighborhood came, little kids. We tried to show them a movie. They were kind of bored with the first one, but we had to switch it up and try to find a little animation. We tried Madagascar, but they were so full of energy that they just kind of played with each other. We had more popcorn on the ground than went in their body, but we were able to clean up the lot real good.
Yeah.
Had a good time. Right?
Yeah, they did. They had a great time.
Yeah. And so, man, how old is Samaya?
She's in 4th grade. So about 10 years old.
Samaya's about 10 years old. She's really comes around a lot and she likes to come to church. She's not a church goer.
Mm-mm.
Family's not. Her dad wasn't too long. I think maybe earlier this year got out serving some time, and she was glad to be with her dad. Wanted to spend some time with her. Well, just yesterday, well, really Friday night, but she came up to me yesterday. She pulled me to say, Pastor, she was sad. Her dad was shot and killed over here by not too far from our church, a little bit on International Boulevard. Those of you from Bay Area may know that area. That just shocked us, man, because he was only 35 years old. 35. And
you had not too long ago seen him or met him?
He had dropped her off, and I hadn't seen her in a while. So I was waving at her, telling her about the, what we were going to do in exchange for Halloween. And I said, come over and help us set up. And she loves to do that, loves excitement. So that's where I saw in the car, she was saying bye to her dad. Okay, Dad, I'll see you later. I said, oh, that's your dad right there? And she said, yeah. So I was waving, she was part of the good neighborhood kids, and Dad was in a beard, looked pretty neat, pretty clean. And then he drove off. That was the last time I saw him. And that was the last time, little did she know
that she would see him.
And we just thank God that Samaya wasn't in the car, because she loved being around her dad, wasn't in the car with that. And then Veronica, thank you for sending me that news. We lost another good member, 59 years of age, found dead in her apartment or place the other day. The coroner thinks she had a stroke. She was a member of Berean in Los Angeles. We mourn for her, the family. We know the family connected. Leona, pray for the family of a Leona. If you guys are in your spirit of prayer as we start this today. And yet, you know what? We are so much in war.
Yes.
For those of my church family, remember, pray for Tamia.
Yes.
Because we were looking for her to come on the walk, but Tamia had to go get something checked.
Yes.
And we want to pray for her that everything works out for that. That's still a little thing, because she wasn't over there. We just came and had to borrow some ice for some of our presentation. So we came from her place and she was not visible. So we just hoping things are working out, praying for her. So we start that kind of awkward, but letting you know that the fall and coronavirus ain't no joke. Remember to vote this Tuesday.
Right.
We want to encourage.
Well, to say that on top of the pandemic, then we have the day-to-day, things that happen. Right. And then I'm sure if you guys haven't been aware, I know when we were driving around last night, some of the businesses are boarding up, getting prepared just in case how this election results might turn out, right? They're expecting that there could be some type of protest and uprising. So I know when we were driving around Oakland, we saw
the Whole Foods was like, we're out of here. We tried to get up there after
even
our
closing early.
We like, man, what?
So,
they were boarded up and said, we're out of here. We went down to Sprouts. They gave a little bit more 10 o'clock, but they were all boarded up still.
Yes, they were boarded up.
Plywood and get in the store. So we're glad that we were able to get a little something for you all. We are looking at the harvest season, which is where Halloween and Christianity kind of collide, because both are celebrating the plants, the seeds that they planted and the produce. Coming is just one's for evil and one's for good. So there's a lot to celebrate in this season. We'll talk to you about what they call Thanksgiving. That ain't so thankful for indigenous people, but it's all celebrating this harvest. I saw the first person that was eating corn yesterday, corn on the cob.
Oh yeah, well,
man.
I have to say, I agree when people talk about how Mexican people do their corn. They call it elote. And we had now he lives across the street from our church. And so he has his little cart business, and I didn't get to, I was busy, so I didn't get to see it and nor taste it. It's been a while. I mean, I know, honestly, it's been a long time since I've tasted all the stuff that they put on it. And they've even gone to yeah, and I just recently learned this from my nephew's wife, who's Mexican. It's called esquite. And so what they do is they take a cup, like a cup, and they kind of like shave off the corn, but that cup is like full of mayonnaise, butter,
Rich.
Oh my goodness, yeah. What they call tahine, which is the seasoning. I mean, it's crazy. So yeah, so we saw some of that yesterday.
Yes. So Nia, Jordan, we got you covered. We understand you going through something, but we praying you recuperating. So this is our love as pastor and first lady to you all, to know we're going through a serious season right now. It's not just after Tuesday. That could be real ugly, or could be real good.
Right.
But it's the flu season. Now, a couple of guys, older guys, my age and above, are saying they're on their way to get a flu shot, and so flu shot, and they're trying to work on a COVID vaccine, and man, we just seeing a lot of people pumped full of stuff just to try and survive and get through. And so we want to take you back to nature. This is what we do. We don't have any judgment. We're not doctors.
Nope. We're not doctors. We're not any type of medical professional. No medical degrees here.
So all we do is try to show you what we've read. And somebody said you study something seriously for 10,000 hours, you become an expert.
Yes, that was your son.
That was my son. That's right. I was with him just last weekend. This moment.
He was talking about Anthony Jr. was talking about a book, Outliers. And so that's what he was saying.
So, I'm right there. I might be at 9,250, but I'm working on my 10,000.
Yes, I agree. So, we decided that we were going to focus on a healthy holiday meal, because what happens during the holiday?
Oh man, we load up right after Halloween started last night, right? I know if people forget about November 1, it's really the serious day. That's when the witches get busy, but according to their tradition. However, because Halloween is the eve of what they about to do. But anyway, that's just another whole deep thing we'll get into later. But it starts a string of taking in more empty calories, taking in more fat than probably we should or want to, taking in more salt than what probably is comfortable, and definitely taking in a lot of sugar. Whether it's going to be candy, cakes, pies, pecan pie is the order of the day because the harvest is bringing out the pecans. So a pumpkin, pumpkin pie is coming because the harvest brought out the pumpkins. Not sure about sweet potatoes, but I'm sure this is the season of sweet potatoes.
It's sweet potato.
So whatever the harvest is doing, they're making a pie out of it. Even I guess apples just kind of go round and round, so you can get a good apple pie.
But this
be a little healthier.
But this is the real season.
This is the real season for that.
I
mean, apples, especially in California this side. So persimmons are out now. We just you can really eat well if you don't try to doctor it up too much. Too much. So.
But and the thing is, and so that was part of the questions that we had earlier, is that what does our mind associate with holidays, right? Now, pre-pandemic, is when if you work in an office or whatever, and now starts all the different holiday dinners, right? So if I know at school, if it's not your students, it's a teacher something, they're bringing all kinds of stuff.
They love their teachers, right?
Yes, so they're bringing all kinds of stuff. And I know, if you work in an office or whatever.
Office parties.
So literally you could be eating like nonstop. Yeah, particularly during the holidays.
Halloween rolls right on because it's the 1st of November. So we're getting ready for. And so people gonna sell you some turkeys for a deal.
Right.
And you're going to get all that filling, the pie fillings. Oh, it's just going to pop out. So Thanksgiving's coming up. Then Christmas doesn't wait too long behind that.
That's right.
And then New Year's, and then Super Bowl. Have mercy, man! What a stretch.
It's a stretch, and like you said, we will load up on empty calories. We will load up on refined sugars. Yeah. We will load up on carbs, right? Refined carbs, because that apple pie is good, but that crust is made out of refined white flour. The gravy is made out of that white refined flour.
And we destroy. We go to war on those greens. we just for our taste.
Yeah.
We try to just burn the back.
That's right. The mac and cheese, right? Again,
yum.
The refined white pasta along with the cheese. And for people who are dealing, and we've said this before, if you are already dealing with pre-health conditions, right? So whether you're diabetic, whether you have asthma, whether you have respiratory issues, whatever, allergies, whatever you can think of, the holidays, depending on how you eat, can really exacerbate those conditions.
Okay, so let's go through a little something. Okay. Just last night, because I want to know, I want to show how long this happens to us. That's why we don't want you to go through any guilt trip.
Right.
We're just trying to tell you that how to get through this season.
Right.
Is it so just last night on our function, right? So the children come to the popcorn table. You're there, and you sprinkle a little salt, not the Himalayan. You give them the real.
No, I give them what we had here.
You give them the love. I didn't want to bust out. I'm sorry, but we give a little love. The little Morton came through.
Morton.
All right, so watch what more. So now, she tell me a story later. She sprinkled salt just a little bit, and what the kids say?
Oh yeah, shook up the bag, gave it to them, and they just looked at me like, they made up their face, and they're like, no, I need more salt. I need more salt. Now, mind you, I was like, okay, maybe, because I didn't taste it. So then I decided I was going to make myself a little bag with the amount of salt that I had sprinkled in their bag. And when I took that popcorn, I was like, woo, this thing is salty. What they talking about? More salt.
So that's how it starts.
Yeah.
Because you get that drive for more salt. You want more. You want more. You want to taste it. You're not tasting it. And yet it really didn't need the salt. But that's the appetite. We gotta taste it.
Yeah.
And so after trying to eat a bag, I didn't really eat my Snickers till this morning, but it's a little bitty one, just like that. That's a drug, man. So we had a little enjoyment of that, and now you see my face is all kind of, when you get that face look, that means that dehydration.
Yes.
I was dehydrated all day yesterday. I can't remember when I drank water yesterday. So all of that caught on, and so I had to go get, little mighty watermelon juice from Sprouts last night, so it could try to help fight the salt content that was holding on into me. And you just have to do what you can. It's war.
That's right.
It's war.
And so what we're trying to say is the other part with holidays is that wonderful memories are associated with holidays. Family gatherings, that's usually when you have the time for your families to get around and you get to taste your grandmother's mac and cheese or how your grandfather, they do that. They fry turkeys, in the deep fryer. I don't know if they do that out here, but I would hear that in Texas, Louisiana, all the time. They talk about frying turkey. So,
the dressing and the cranberry.
Yeah. So there's always like a special, dish that, that you eat and it just makes you have, those memories.
Yeah. And speaking of memories, I never got the recipe, but my dad he had about 2 different recipes for
sweet potato pie.
And he passed that on to my older brother who lives in South Carolina, and he's the pie maker now.
Well, we actually came across the recipe whenever he passed and we were cleaning the house, in one of those old cupboards, old piece of paper.
Oh, yeah.
And we loved the pie, but when I read the recipe, it was loaded with sugar and butter. But
Muskogee, Oklahoma. Man,
but those are the things. And so what we're saying is, hey, we're not saying, oh my goodness, I'm not going to be able to eat during the holidays. You can eat healthy during the holidays. Now, obviously, when you go and you're visiting somebody else, then you just kind of have to pick and choose or whatever. We're not going to tell you what you need to do or you don't need to do. I know a lot of times we need to pick and choose whenever we're visiting somewhere else. But if you happen to be one who's going to be cooking for yourself or maybe hosting for your family, and with the pandemic, we don't, however you decide to do that, then we're offering you some alternatives, some recipes that you could do that your family might even like. Because now you were showing.
Well, I was showing that in this season, oil of oregano has really helped a lot of people. So what do you say? How has it helped you?
Oil, oh my goodness, that stuff is wonderful. It knocks out so many things. So when I first tried it and you tried it too before I did, but when I first tried it, I was dealing with some type of bacterial infection or whatever, and just taking that really helped. But I've also read that it's also good for digestive issues. Oil. So
have that handy.
Yeah, we've learned to do that. Sometimes we go over to people's houses and they're like, "Oh my goodness, we don't know how to cook for you guys." If they find out that we're vegetarian and let alone vegan on top of that, a lot of times they don't know how. They're like, "Oh my gosh, what are you going to eat?" or whatever. And we're just like, "Hey, we're not here to put you through any changes. If we can avoid the meat, as long as we're able to do that, if we can't avoid the dairy or whatever, then these are the things like the oil of oregano. We've got charcoal. We didn't bring the papaya enzymes.
We used them up. We needed.
Yeah, we ate them all up. So we have to have some backups whenever we visit.
So during this time of the year, even the health food stores and some stores that have health food shelves or sections have a seasonal kind of, I won't say fake turkey, but turkey or something in the area that they want to say.
Yeah.
And so while in Sprouts, you might have said, we could show them how to prepare this as an alternative,
right,
that you might want to select. So this is what we want to show you.
So another thing too is, if you're like me, I love to cook, but I don't like to be in the kitchen for hours. Unfortunately, I'm a slow cooker, so I do end up being in the kitchen probably longer, and I can't cook in large quantities either. I know Sister Kay is on here, and she's a pro. She's a pro at not only cooking deliciously, but she can cook for large amounts of people. I don't have that gift.
And she's a genius because she went back to Honduras and understood some different things and how to deal with some plant-based things, as well as the flavor of New Orleans. Yes.
Yeah. So, Sister Kay, I don't have that gift. However, I will say, hey, if we, we're going to cook this thing and we're not going to take 3 hours. Now I don't think I ever made a turkey, even while I ate meat, but I hear that it takes forever. And if those of you who know, you can put in the chat, how long does it take to cook a Thanksgiving turkey?
A good one.
Yeah.
Well, some people just like.
I've heard it takes all day.
Yeah.
So you'll need, please help us out on that one. But if you are looking to eat healthy and a turkey, you just feel you got to have the turkey thing and a healthy alternative. So we bought this one in Sprouts, and this is like a whole feast. Now, this is not a feast for like your whole, like for 6 people. I think the servings are for 6. Okay. So this would feed 6 people. All right. So what it brings is it brings this quote unquote turkey loaf or whatever you would call this. It does bring some gravy, okay, and a little dessert, a little chocolate cheesecake, okay. So this all comes in this box. And so if you're not, if you're not trying to make the plant-based cheesecake by, hand, or you're not trying to spend all that time, then really it says here that it takes an hour and 20 minutes to baste and cook this.
All right. And what was our price range? What did we use? We got that
it was
at Sprouts.
It was about $25 for this box.
And generally servings, if people, they don't have 2 servings for one, but generally a serving would be, it's pretty filling.
So the serving size is 6. Okay, so so I'm seeing someone put in the chat, a real turkey takes approximately about 4 hours at 3.
And y'all good.
Yeah, 3. Yeah, I'm looking at all of these here.
What are they saying? 3.
So
wow, that's good.
So 4 hours at 325 degrees. And someone else was saying you cook it based upon the pounds of the turkey.
Okay.
So 29 minutes per pound. So obviously, the bigger the turkey, the longer it's gonna take.
That was insightful.
Yes, very. So you were speaking about side. This is for 6 servings. Okay. So you would basically have to divide this loaf into into 6. Okay. Now we have tasted this. Okay, which is why we chose it. Now there are other.
Right.
We saw other brands
options
that we have not tasted. I don't think. And so we have tasted this one, and so that's why we chose one that we're like, okay, we've tasted this one. But I'm pretty sure the other ones, at least the picture on the box look good. I'm pretty sure they're probably pretty good. But yeah, we got this box at Sprouts. So someone was asking where we got this box. We got it at Sprouts. So basically today what we're going to be doing is we have this roast in the oven right now because it takes an hour and 20 minutes. So we got that started. And so what we're going to be showing you guys are sides that you can add to this. And so we were talking about like, okay, what are some sides that people like, and I'd be interested to know because everybody has different sides that they like. So let us know in the chat, what is your favorite, 1 or 2 favorite sides
to the turkey
that you like to eat with your turkey? I mean, some people like mac and cheese. Some people have to have the greens or yams or candied yam. Yeah, the dressing. Yep. Yeah. Yep, dressing. Some people are really like the cranberry.
Yes, that cranberry sauce.
The cranberry sauce.
And you can make it to where you can buy it out the can, or you can, make it.
Right, or you you can make it. So and let me see. Yams and dressing. Yes. Someone else put dressing.
Now, do you use, when you do your yams, do you use the brown sugar, or do you let it sweeten on itself? How do you do that? I know in my family, my mother loved to put that brown sugar on.
Okay, so she did brown sugar. She didn't do the white sugar.
She didn't do the white sugar. Some people do the white sugar. That's why I want to know, what are they? Because it helps us to address some of the alternatives.
And someone clear this up for me because okay, so someone said mom adds brown sugar.
Okay, there you go.
And someone else said no sugar.
Yeah, that's the best.
But nobody eats as much. So someone help clear this up for me, because I feel that I don't know the difference, because culturally, my family came from countries that we don't celebrate Thanksgiving. So we learn about the Thanksgiving here. What is the difference between stuffing and dressing? Because I've never, is it the same thing?
Y'all go to work, because to me it was always called dressing. But stuffing, I think you can put inside the turkey and then draw
so
it
is
out.
So is it dressing that's put inside the
with probably some other
turkey?
things, but y'all add that because it's on the side. There's the dressing. The dressing's on the side.
Okay, but is it the same stuff?
But what goes in the turkey?
That is put in the turkey.
Yeah, stuffing goes inside.
All right.
So that's why I said.
And there's different kinds, right?
You can put all kinds of stuff in that turkey.
I mean, different kinds of dressings.
Yeah. I think my mother did some bread. I'm not sure. Did y'all use cornbread or something and kind of mess it up? Y'all respond to that because there's all kind of ways. You can go over to somebody else's house and eat a total different dressing.
Okay. All right. So same thing. So cornbread dressing.
And then some people soften bread and do it that way and try to connect it. What do you all?
Okay, I'm hearing we get knowledge here.
Yes,
I'm getting knowledge. Stuffing is the American staple.
Okay.
Dressing is more of an African American thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got you. That makes sense.
I could see that.
That makes sense because my mother did that dish totally separate from the turkey and all of that.
Yeah, and someone else said that cooking the stuffing inside the turkey can make you sick.
Oh wow!
And I'm assuming that may be because the turkey doesn't get cooked thoroughly inside. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
But
maybe that tryptophan is tripping up a lot of things. I don't know.
We don't know. We don't know. So this is great. So what we're gonna do is we are
the village is helping again.
Yes, absolutely. Because that's what I'm like I said, I in my house, it doesn't matter what holiday, we still gonna have some plantains and we still gonna have some rice and we still, the whole stuffing, dressing, turkey, mac and cheese, that's
we were laughing. We were at my son's house, and my daughter, he's married to, her name is Takeo, and Takeo is whose grandmother on one side is just full Japanese, and so their son Kaori, just looked at Anthony like, you're not real, because they were talking about how much they love the rice.
Yes, that's
rice.
right. That's right.
It had to go with every meal, and my son was like, every meal. Oh, they were just loaded. They were just in it. So count on their Thanksgiving having some rice.
That would have been ours because we have some rice or some type of beans or something. So yeah. So I'm so over the years I have been learning the American meals. So what we're gonna go ahead and do, we're gonna start with the mac and cheese. And now this, I didn't choose the elbow ones, so this would kind of, I don't know, maybe people would consider this a gourmet mac and cheese. I'm not sure. I call it easy mac and cheese, and it tastes good. But it's the more spiralized, pasta. It's called rotini. But the difference with this pasta is that it is made out of chickpea flour. So it's not the refined or glutinous flour. It's chickpea flour. And according to Sabi, the alkaline recipe, this would be approved. And, I was impressed with Barilla, this brand to make the chickpea flour. And how do you know if it's just chickpea? Because you got to read the ingredients. Because sometimes it'll say chickpea, but then it might have some, they might mix in the regular flour. But it only has one ingredient and you can't see it because it's far away. It's just chickpea flour.
That's what you want.
So that's it. And so this is one of the things that we're going to do. And if you could pour some water in, and then as we're boiling that, we're going to take this other camera so that you can see what we're doing. The other thing that we're going to add to this for the cheese is, we will have to do the whole thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Would be the Dea brand cheese. And so they sell these cheese sauces. Okay. Like the Velveeta, if you've done not the block cheese, but the creamy Velveeta cheese. So Dea does a vegan version of that. So we're going to be using this. And the good thing with this is that you can add whatever else that you like in your macaroni and cheese, right? So there, I've learned that people make mac and cheese all different kinds of ways. Some people like adding stuff to their mac and cheese. They might add like vegetables. I've seen some add those sweet peas.
Yes. Yeah.
Some people, will add other stuff, or some people only like all different kinds of cheese, don't add anything else on it, all different. So depending on how you like it, you can do that with this. And so just wanted to show you guys what we're using for the mac and cheese as this water is boiling. Also, another cheese product, if you like kind of like a crusty, because you can make the mac and cheese, mix it in the pot, and then if you still would like to bake it, right, you can put the mixture in a baking pan, and you can even buy more of the shredded Daya cheese on top of that. And if you want more of a crusty flavor, you like putting Parmesan. And I think we have shared this with you guys before, but nutritional yeast, okay? And as you can see, it really does look like, and it tastes pretty good. I always say it tastes pretty good, but I also know that my taste buds are a little different. So, but I would say definitely, if you have not tried this, definitely try it. And if you have tried it before, let us know in the chat and let us know what you thought of this. Nutritional yeast, the reason why they call it nutritional yeast is because, it has iron, it has potassium, it has thiamine, it has niacin, riboflavin, folate, and if you are vegan, it has vitamin B12. So it's why they call it nutritional yeast. So yeah, so I don't have that. It'll get, if they register, if they click on there and register, then they'll get an email with all that information.
Okay.
I'll see.
Okay. No, that's good.
Someone just said that they use this and they like it. So it is pretty good. So then we have that. And so then the other thing that we decided to add to this would be greens. Now, if you do more of the Dr. Sebi diet, he has a list of like approved grains. And though we are used to, in the African-American community, the collard or the mustard or the turnip greens are the ones that are used. Now, they're not necessarily listed in Dr. Sebi's list. Right. He does list amaranth greens, which are hard to find here in the U.S. I mean, you can find them, but they're not like readily available like the collards and stuff. I know that you can find them in Asian stores, most likely, and Caribbean stores, because it's the greens that are used for kalaloo. So those of you that are of Caribbean descent, the kalaloo greens, those are approved. But he also mentions kale. Mm-hmm. So for our greens today, we are going to be using kale. We're going to be using this, I call it the purple kale. So if you guys have, they call it the purple kale because it has the purple stem in it. And so it is the curly kale. And so we're going to be using that for the greens. Mm-hmm. And I think that, oh yes. And then of course, we're going to show you guys the cheesecake that is available in that, in this holiday feast box. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, while this is still boiling, I'm going to go ahead and we've been having the roast in the oven. And so we're going to go ahead and show you guys what this roast really looks like. And, they say however you want to baste the roast, this box gives you like a based recipe. Mm-hmm. And so that's pretty much the one I used, but you can use whatever based recipe that you would normally do for a turkey. And so I'm gonna go pull that out.
All right.
And you can.
All right. So what an awesome holiday season it is as she goes and gets that roast. To me, I try to take just a little bit because it's filling to me. But those of you who love the feast, it's perfect if you want that full feeling. Ladies, I just want you to know that if your man is prone to like get knocked out after eating the awesome, beautiful holiday turkey, just make sure that to look in and around the face and the extremities, which is the feet, etc. So that's anybody that does this. But because if they start to swell, you want to get more liquid and electrolytes in to try and think about flushing. Like I said, whatever you're about to do, you have to be able to prepare on the other side of it, because the more that we advance in life and hit our golden ages, we're not as busy. So the more we're sedentary, the more these things add up on us. So we like to encourage walking before and after. Sometimes it's good if you go to a worship service on Thanksgiving morning or take a walk before. You may not be able to get to it afterwards, because some people actually have their Thanksgiving dinners at various times of the day. Not everybody is looking at the nighttime. So some people do it around noon. Some people do it at 3. Some people do it at 5. Some people do it at 7:30. Some people actually just go to the restaurant with the family, just take them all out.
Just like, wow, yeah.
So it varies. So wherever you're going to eat that heaviest of the meal, if it's closest to your bedtime, that's when you want to be able to watch yourself. What is that? You get heartburn. You want to watch the heartburn. You want to watch the just the reflux, because it can happen in this season. Mm-hmm. And it can happen so much so that you may not even realize that's what you're going through.
Right.
It just goes every year like this.
Right.
Like I said, we're showing you what to do with your meal, and what we're showing an alternative, but we're also trying to help you post the meal so that you don't have to really, we're trying to reduce the suffering of pleasure as much as we can. So we love you. That's why we're trying to do
as much as we can. Mm-hmm. And we've learned over the years. Mm-hmm. So as a matter of fact, I was having a conversation the other day about how somebody thought I grew up vegetarian my whole life, and I was like, no. That was a thing that I had to do.
Right.
To make that change.
All right, so we're about to show you this nice, what do we call it? A roast?
Yes.
I guess we'll call it a roast. So
yes.
This one happens to be from Sprouts, and you see she got those onions.
All right.
Decorating it. Go ahead.
So hopefully, let us know in the chat if you can see this.
Yeah.
If it looks a little steamy, is because I think it's fogging up the camera.
Well, my camera does. They say they can see it.
Okay, good. Yes. Okay, I think that looks a little clearer. So, this still has like 20 minutes to go according to the instructions, but you can see some of the browning happening already at the top. Mm-hmm. And so the seasonings that you see on there, I think it's like sage, oregano, maybe some basil. I love herbs, so I put that. There's instead of the soy sauce, it's the Bragg's amino acids. For the oil, you can use olive oil. I use grape seed oil on this one. I'm trying to think what else, but whatever you use. I mean, you see the onion pieces there, which I just added. Because I'm going to put this back in the oven for about 20 more minutes.
And I was going to suggest too that if you have the time, some of you may have a nice patio and you have a griller out there, or you got something you put charcoal with, you just take the whole aluminum foil, right?
Yeah.
You just kind of just let it sit and let all of these herbs and things just simmer in there.
Right.
Simmer.
Right.
And you'll get some nice flavor
right.
in that.
And you know what I do is I cover this up
Right.
when I put it in the oven. So this is about to go back in the oven for about 20 more minutes. And I'm going to go ahead and remove the spotlight.
Yes. So those are the, man, that's, and how long would you say that's been already being prepared in the oven?
It's been in the oven for about an hour now.
All right. So that's what it looks like after an hour. Once again, from Sprouts, you can check Whole Foods, you can check
Trader Joe's. Someone put that
yes.
Trader Joe's has it too.
That's really good.
Or
Trader
has
Joe's.
some type of turkey, you know.
So it's an alternative. So that's what you want to do. Some people's families have the real one.
Yes.
Some have the alternative one. That's always a good choice for people. Sometimes your doctor will tell you, you know, what you need to cut back on. This is also an alternative to make sure you're getting the flavor and the taste. So you want Himalayan salt, you want the natural herbs, you want the onions cut up, and just let that so it'll soak in there. It'll go all the way in, and you'll be able to enjoy. Okay. See. Now this depends on I don't want to know the size of the partaker. Amen, somebody. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. So the question was, how many people can eat off of that one roll?
6.
So the box says 6 people. All right. So you see why we get it, because it's just us 2. And then when the boys come to visit, it's 4. So we never reached that amount. And then we just, you know, we can split it up and cut it up. But if you really are one that enjoys food and the turkey, or you got to have more seconds, etc., you may need 2 boxes. Just saying, and try to prepare it like you would on your regular turkey the night before. If let's say the Thanksgiving on that Thursday, you might want to start, early morning Wednesday, and let this kind of simmer for a couple of days.
Right.
Then all you're doing on Thursday is just warming it up. Whereas the turkey, you can do it that morning, get your 4 hours in before your natural dinner, and do it that way. Or as some people do the night before. So people, now that's what the box says, 6 people. Like I said, it depends on the person partaking.
It does.
Because somebody might get your share. That's all I'm trying to say.
It does. And also, that was a little more than what I wanted to put in there. And also, I mean, I will say that it's pretty filling.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, it's pretty filling. So it looks. I mean, if you could tell from the video, it looks pretty small. And I know when we first tried it, I was like, yeah, whatever.
We're gonna
go through this. But it's, one slice is pretty filling. And, that one is already stuffed. I don't know if you could tell from the picture, but it's stuffed with I think it's like wild rice.
Yeah.
So when you're dealing with the slice and the stuffing that's in it, and then of course your sides, you'd be surprised by how full you can get.
Now, if we had a live audience here, they would be getting a taste of this.
Yes.
So just think about that in the future. You'd be getting a taste of this.
Yes.
And we would just simply serve you around the table that's here.
Yes, and then then you wouldn't have to wonder, right?
Yeah,
so then
taste it yourself.
You'd be able to taste it, and then
go buy it.
And then go buy it, and then be like, oh yeah, no, that wasn't bad.
Or
right?
say, Pastor, Sister First Lady, y'all need to come back with another version. You can say that. We it ain't personal with us. We just trying to help you with some selections.
Exactly. Because we also recognize that, which is what we've been talking about, is that your taste buds change.
Yeah. And the other day, I think we were giving out food giveaway I know Dr. Jackson and I, we were going through this, I think, on our food giveaway that day, and we were talking about people wanting to know if Oakland had run out of turkeys. You know, they were all looking for some turkeys to be able to give out.
Yes.
And Yamana and I said, well, we see plenty of those guys walking all over Oakland. I never seen so many wild turkeys up here in my life. I mean, ever since I've been up here. We've seen them when we go hang out at Berkeley Marina.
Yep.
We've been up in Redwood, Lafayette.
That's right.
Walking trails, and we just see these wild turkeys. They just having a ball, man. And sometimes we had to stop and let the whole flock get across the street.
Now,
whatever you call it.
Those of you that are up here, you know, you've grown up here, you're used to that.
Yeah.
But us folks from Southern California,
concrete jungles, we see turkeys with 2 legs. I'm sorry about that, but, you know.
We do not. So
I don't know if those make it to the shelf. I'm really not. They might be protected. I don't know. I don't know if you're supposed to get your bow and arrow and get that one.
Right.
But for the most part, we want to be able to give you an alternative. Should you not be able to access?
Should you not be able to?
A real turkey this year.
That's right.
Because of the shortage. So,
that's right.
And we don't want you to go without the flavor and the love of
what it could be like. So look, guys, if for some reason there happens to be a shortage of turkeys and you're like, oh no, what are we gonna do?
Right.
Just buy yourself. It's not gonna be the real thing, but it's gonna be the plant-based thing, and you'll be surprised. So I'm gonna have you hold this so that people can
what are we looking at? You fixing up the kale?
See. Yes. So I'm gonna put this replace the spot. There we go. So
all right.
So I already got started here, boiling the rotini. So what I'm going to be doing here, and those of you that have tuned in before, you have seen this. Now I'm using, I know some of you might be like, man, that's a pretty big knife that she's using, but it's what I could find. But that's okay. And so what I did is I'm cutting up some onions. I have put some, and I love onions, so I have put some grape seed oil.
Dr. Nate said, if there's a shortage of turkey, just use the thighs and the wings. I think that's what you said.
Oh, is that what she said? Yeah.
Old school. Amen.
Yeah. Go old school, right? Or chicken might have to be the new turkey.
Come on, man.
So yes. So dice up some onions and go ahead and use this. Woo. These onions are strong. So so some of you might be like, oh, that's an interesting way of cooking greens. But this is more of a, if I can stop from crying, this is more of a Caribbean style of cooking greens. And so what I'm going to do now is I have ginger, and I'm going to grate some ginger over this. I usually will write down like recipes, but if you notice when I cook, it's kind of like you do the same thing too whenever you do your smoothies. I really don't measure. It's just, whatever goes in there. So, but I would say about, depending on how much ginger you like. This is, I probably
Doctor
use.
Said store your fresh onions in the refrigerator. Make you cry when you cut them.
Yes. Yeah, these are these didn't make it to the refrigerator.
Yes.
These made it from the store to the
knife.
To the knife. So yes, I definitely will keep that in mind. So have these going in here. And then I'm gonna add some coconut milk to this.
You're good.
So you can buy the canned coconut milk, those of you that are used to the canned coconut milk, but if for some reason you can't find the canned coconut milk, you can use the coconut milk that is in your when you go to the store, the refrigerator, you can use that as well. And so what I do is I'll add a little bit of that in there. Okay. And have that in there. I also like to add some cayenne, which I don't have out here. Turmeric, yeah. Or if you like it curried, you can add some curry.
All right now.
Okay. Can go ahead and add that in there.
Leave the goat. Leave the goat.
Leave the goat. Don't add the goat. Don't add the goat. And then what I do, these are washed already. So I'm gonna start adding the greens in there. Okay. Go ahead and add the greens in there. What I like about this method of making greens is that it doesn't like totally take out all the ingredients. In other words, it doesn't totally wilt your greens, right? When you do the boiling method, sometimes you leave them there for like, a long, long time, and then your greens no longer look green. They look more, I don't know, brownish, I guess. Would you say?
Yes, I sure will.
Yes. So, that's what I like about this method. And we're about to be done. We're about to be done with this dish. Now you're looking at it and you're like, what? She just started this dish. There's no way that she's about to be done. Oh no, we're about to be done with this dish right here.
It is finished.
Yes, and I'm, for the sake of time, I'm just gonna add these few that are left. And depending on the stock, some people like adding, like I call the stocks, I'm sorry, the stems. And so I like the stems. So I cut those down. And I put them in there as well. Okay. You can also add to this some lime juice, okay, as well. And a little sprinkle some Himalayan pink salt on it. And as that's smelling really good, I know y'all can't smell it, but
man, I wish we had on the app. Y'all can smell it. It smells real good. But you have to come live. You have to be here live and in living color, when COVID sort of eases up. But this is COVID fighting ingredient. Plant-based. Hallelujah.
That's right. That's right. And so at this point, I just go ahead and add some more water to this base. Okay. And then after that, you just mix it up a little bit and put the lid over it. And and you can add so many things to this. You could add, you could cut up some tomatoes and add them to the greens. There's so many different things that you could add to that. So now this here is done. And what I'm going to do is I have to pour this out. So I'll be back.
All right, she's pouring. She's got to pour the water out so that the love can be remaining. The water goes out, and we have what remains. Are you going to use this cheese sauce? All right. So if you got any questions on this particular meal, this will be. You can put that in the chat. We're at about 3 minutes with the kale dish. 3 to 4 minutes right now.
Right now.
Shows you where we are, and the The pasta has been on probably around 10, but just at least in the water, kind of give you an idea. You don't want to burn them up. Just want to make sure they low and steamed and soften that pasta just a little bit, so it's not crunchy. All right, so you are now adding.
So now I'm adding the Daya cheese packet. On this. Now, this one is an Alfredo type, because when we went shopping last night, as they had boarded up
and the shelves
Sprouts and the shelves are starting to look a little empty. It was the only one that they had. However, I was like, oh yeah, no problem, because we can turn this cheddar like nothing if we go ahead and add ground turmeric.
Yes.
Okay, so adding some ground turmeric. Okay. And we can go ahead and start mixing. And so I just added one packet. So really, depending on how cheesy you want this, you can add more than just one packet. And like I said, again, you can mix this, and we don't have the time on camera to do all of this, but usually what I'll do is I'll mix it up and then I'll put it in a baking dish. And then I'll add like the shredded Daya cheese on top of that. And then I'll bake it in the oven for about 20 minutes or so. And it'll get like really, really, really super cheesy. Now, you can't really tell. So I'm going to add a little more turmeric. And I'm going to go ahead and add some nutritional yeast to this. Okay. And mix it some more. And like I said, again, this would normally go into a baking dish, spread some Daya shreds over this, and then bake in the oven for about 20 more minutes. It smells good. Good. All right, so we have that done, and let's check on our greens. All right. So usually we would eat them at this point. At this point, this is done. Okay, it still looks green. It's not
keeping the color. Yeah,
we're keeping the color. It's been in for about 10, 12 minutes. Okay. And and at this point, of course you would turn it off. And if you want to just leave it sitting in there, you can. But at this point, we these are done. We would be eating these. So this didn't take forever to make. And so whenever you're done with your part, then we'll check out the turkey.
Okay. So
the tofurkey.
The tofurkey.
Yes.
I'm all right. Man, this dude, he's gonna be a problem. I'm in another battle, but it's okay. So I have to tell you what I'm about to do, because it's gonna be an issue, because I got a little competition that's causing me some issues. All right. So what I'm about to make is a what would you call it? Smoothie or?
It is a smoothie.
All right. So this is what this is about. Whenever I have to exert my muscles, so I go out, I may play softball, I may practice, I may walk or whatever. This is to replenish the muscles. All right. So it's my makeup of this smoothie. And I'm going to tell you just what it is, so you can adjust whatever is your, whatever you are for your health. This is going to be bananas, and chocolate. And your mother likes to call it its own Reese taste. All right? Reese's taste. All right. So that just came from me to kind of get my energy back up, my protein. So you always want to drink a little water with it. So this is going to be a few little ingredients here. First of all, I am going to use a little almond milk to get the base. I don't usually try because it makes it, when it gets to stirring, it'll do a little bit. All right. So just for you all's sake, I'm gonna go ahead and let that set at 8 ounces. I usually don't put that much in it, but all right. So every now and then, because of Dr. Sabi, I try to use a little coconut water. I add that just to give it a little pizzazz.
That was about 1 ounce.
Yes. Not much, just enough to, because I'm trying to keep it as creamy as I want because I want my muscles. So the next thing I'm going to do is, because they're not the, what do we call those other big fat bananas?
The burro.
The burro. So I use just these regular bananas, but because my wife usually is trying to share with me,
yes, I
will use both of these bananas. They're nice sizes. Me, I don't like all the critters with it, but that's just me. So I'm gonna put that in there because I'm trying to make this real creamy. I'm trying to get my muscles to go back in and tell the people what bananas have.
So bananas have potassium. That's the main staple, especially if you're trying to replenish.
Yes. Because
that's one of the electrolytes that you lose.
Right.
But some people don't like bananas.
Right. So you're gonna do the avocado.
So you can, yeah. So you could replace this with avocado. Now, if you don't like avocado either, I mean, you could still do it without the two. It just won't be as creamy.
All right. So here's my little twist to this. All right. So this is a product that I personally deal with, and I don't buy it all the time, but I buy it enough because it's a canister called Herbalife 24. I'm not really trying to push Herbalife. I know I got a lot of friends out there who may see this. If it was Herbalife connected, they were like, oh yeah, my friend Pasco's doing Herbalife, presentations. I'm really not. This is just a product I do. And you see this sign right here, it says rebuild strength. All right. So it says immediate and sustained muscle recovery. All right. So this is what I do as an athlete, or we try to do with athletes. But so I'm going to do this for the sake of you all, because I'm just trying to show you your model's request. All right. Mm-hmm. She's going to see for the first time what I'm actually doing with this.
Yes, because I just hear the blender.
She just drinks it.
And then he hands me the cup,
and
I drink it. I'm like, ooh, this is good. This is like a Reese's peanut butter cup.
So I do 2 of these scoops, which is what it suggests if you're gonna do it with water. So that's that. That gives me the low flavor that may have some whey protein in it, just to let you all know that's what that probably has in it. So here's the little part that I try not to let her in on, because this is its own cacao powder. All right. So if you're from Mayan nation, this is a superfood. Tell the people I'm going to do 2 tablespoons of this. Might be a little bit more because I try not to let your mother see what I'm doing. Because she can go a few hours off of what I'm doing.
I actually can.
And this is called raw organic black maca powder. This is a root. You see right there, a potent root. This is from the Mayan nation again, right? Incas, they like to use this. This came from a root for them. And I'll try not to do too much of but I'll try to do that much of a tablespoon. All right. And I did that because this too is what gives you your potent power to get your strength back up. All right. So that was maca powder and cacao powder. All right. So this is the the chocolatey I'm getting it. All right, so if y'all close your eyes, those of you a little, a little bit. So I use this organic Alaska chocolate syrup. It's non-dairy. Help me, Holy Ghost. All right. So what I do is, because I'm almost out of this. So I just kind of sprinkle that because I wanted to have somebody to enjoy this if they were to taste it. Amen. Let the church say amen. All right. So you won't see this recipe anywhere but right here on the Health Talk. And I'm doing it for y'all because I love y'all. Because Yamada just had to out me and make me say, what's all in this? I think you should do this for the Health Talk. That's the only reason why I'm letting y'all in, because this is my secret. So I usually do this. This is straight almond butter. All right. I usually do 2 of these tablespoons. All right. Because I'm trying to get what? I'm trying to get protein. So now you can see the almond butter, you can see the banana, and you can see the chocolate. All right. So this is what brings joy to First Lady right here. That's the thing.
Yes,
right there.
Particularly because I am a self-diagnosed chocoholic.
All right. So that's what we got right there. Now, the only thing I'm doing tonight, I'm not going to even add that right now. I'm going to add it when y'all not even looking. But this is a jar of sea moss. All right. Forgot where I ordered it from. It just came in a couple of days ago. I have it. It's already made. I didn't have to do anything. They did it for me. And I was thinking about adding this, but I'm not sure what it'll taste like. So I'll try that later. And then, if y'all look away again, this is raw organic blue agave, low glycemic sweetener. All right. So what I do is I just pour a little sweetener in there to make sure that it'll go down wonderful. That's what it is. All right. Oh man, hold on a minute, because we're gonna thank the neighbors. It'd be pitiful if we didn't use them. Go ahead and check.
So, guys, if you don't understand how powerful this smoothie is, just the maca and the cacao alone are great. I mean, he'll give this to me. He'll make it before he leaves to go to his softball. And then he'll make it, and it's in the morning because he usually has to be there at 9. So I get this smoothie usually before I'm about to teach, or as I'm teaching my first class. And I go a long way with this in terms of energy.
So we want to thank Lamia, right? Our neighbor, right? For providing the crushed ice for us. All right. Just want to thank them for that. I see you. About to have some issues over here.
Yes, we're going to go ahead
about
and
to go.
this.
I'm about to go. All right. So now that's what's in there. That's what's loaded. That's what makes this loaded. I usually don't do that on the Health Talk, but because of needing it to get to the bloodstream and really get it low, this is what it comes out to. All right. So if you want to see that, I have the glass right there. All right. So you can make it as thick as you want, but it comes out just like this. So it's kind of like a drink, but it's kind of nice and thick. And there you have it.
Yes. Yes, this is,
All
oh
right.
my goodness.
So
So good.
what you have is a good, refreshing, like what have to taste like a thick shake, but it goes right to the bloodstream and begins to rejuvenate your muscles. Amen, somebody.
That's right. So, like I told you guys again, this stuff is delicious. Okay, I can't, you know, too bad you're not here to taste it, but the stuff is good. But you can certainly try it at home. What I was gonna say in terms of all of this is that you know, if you have a fix for something chocolatey or something sweet,
Exactly.
or something that's nutritious, this is great. Like this morning, we went on our walk. Missed some of you guys today, but we went to the end of the trail that we've been going these other times. Those of you that have been joining us, and so
This one.
Unmute.
All right. Sorry if y'all couldn't hear it.
All right. Hope. Yeah, they can hear.
Okay.
Okay. So as I was saying, sorry guys, there's somebody that I'm supposed to be letting in. Oh, there we go. All right, I let them in. Great. So we went on our morning hike, and this would be perfect in terms, there's a lot going on. I know y'all hearing all this noise. We're okay. We really are. But this would be a great smoothie to drink for muscle recovery. You know, we walked over 40 minutes
out.
Yeah, I was telling them that we yes, right. So a total it was an hour and 20 minutes. And you know, once you're walking, you don't necessarily feel it until like you're trying to get in your car, or you've sat down for a little bit and then you're trying to get out of your car. You start feeling it. So this smoothie would be great. I mean, even before. Okay, so definitely you could drink it before, but if you don't drink it before, you could definitely drink it after. And the after would be would be great. Would be great. I'm
in warfare over here.
Yes. So while you are
I'm trying to keep him off camera, but that's all right.
All right. So I'm gonna go check on the.
All right, I'm back. Trust me. What I just showed you, what that canister is done. There are people who go and do their bodybuilders that go, this won't make your body swell up like that. But it's bodybuilders that have won many contests on just that product. Even in Oakland, you don't know it, but they have those types of Herbalife. They call them clubs, but they're really small little cafe. You can go in there, order your particular drink, and they'll fix it up for you. And then you can actually, have that product kind of put not only just protein, but other vitamins and minerals back in you. And it works best if you eat closer to a plant-based diet. And what they will say in that industry is a lean meat addition. So that helps, that works. I only do it if I have to do a lot of work, because that's rebuilding your muscle. So every time you use your muscle, you make it strain, or lifting weights or running, et cetera, you put a lot of strain in your muscles, you're asking for a lot. So they give out a lot of energy. That's to help replace it back. Let's say that you had a busy job. Let's say that you are on your feet all day. Let's say that you had to climb up a lot of stairs, walk a hilly street. If you're in San Francisco, amen, somebody. Then that product will work for you. All right, so that's a product I use. You can go to any store, you can go to Whole Foods, Sprouts, whatever, and look on the shelf and see protein powder. That may work. This one I love because it works for me. I've tried some other ones too. And recently it's Melaleuca that sends something too. So in other words, everything we have today will fill you up. You'll be full, and you will get a really rich, endearing meal on both sides. Through that smoothie, as you saw, I put in the almond butter. I did not use peanut butter. I used almond butter. And that butter helps it make it creamy. It'll taste like a Reese's concoction put together. But it really works because you can go, if you feel drained and tired, that little mixture will really just uplift your muscle strength. And you might just go on and on and on and on and on. All right, for at least that day. And it'll help you. So drink plenty of water behind the product or in and around the product. Make sure you stay hydrated. Not that it's any dangerous, but you just want to make sure that it's going to disperse what it has for you throughout your body. And water does that. It's the best transportation of vitamins and minerals is water. A lot of people mistake not taking enough water because they just take that vitamin or take that mineral and they just leave it alone. But you need the water to help get it through the body. Amen. Anybody with some questions though? We're about to show you this meal. We're about to show you just the goodness of God on a holiday meal that will get you through. You can enjoy moment by moment, day by day, little by little. But this promises to give you the fullness of energy. If you have any questions, just write them. We have completed at least this portion, and we're pretty much coming to the end of our presentation. We love you. You guys can use any of your creativity on any of the things that we've shown you. You can doctor it up with your favorite herbs, any of the dishes that we've shown you. We suggest that you use a lot of natural plant herbs, and you're going to find that your energy, especially after eating it, if you can make it about 7 to 10 days trying to eat this way in a row, you'll feel immediate change for your body. And I guarantee you'll be coming to us saying, wow, what a change, what a change.
Yeah, and I think that's the important part, is that the change is what it is, the testimony, mm-hmm. right? Because we could sit here and tell you, oh, do this, do that, but the change is the testimony. All right, so this is the finished product of the roast. As you see, there you go. It got a little more brown. And then, as I told you, the kit comes with gravy. So this is the gravy. And it kind of cracked a little bit. But this right here is the chocolate cheesecake, okay? The chocolate cheesecake. Now, I'll be honest with you. We can't tell you what this tastes like because we have not tasted it.
No, we haven't tasted it.
Because even though we've had this before, and we've had the gravy too, but we've never had the cheesecake. No. So we would have to tell you how that. If you could come over here and assist me by holding this so that I can cut the loaf so that you can see what it looks like. All right. So I am, wait, you had to come on this side because I'm left-handed.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Something seems weird about this to me.
The knife.
Could be the knife. Okay, so now you're gonna have to switch again. All right, there we go.
There goes the rice. Oh, yes.
All right, so if you see in here, this is the brown rice stuffing that comes with it. So just wanted you guys to get to be able to see what that looks like. And then of course you can put this. You can cut up the slices depending on how big of a slice. There is enough. If you divide this into 6 portions evenly, then that would be what would be considered a serving size. And you can put the gravy that it has come on it, greens, mac and cheese, and whatever else you might want to add to it. And I'm telling you, this will be a meal that you can eat and not feel guilty about.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Well, that was awesome. That was great. That was great. Man, we enjoyed our first live experience from Wings of Love. We just gave you a whole lot of love too, because that's going to really treat you well right here in our own church, right by the kitchen. We really appreciated being with you, and we'll be here.
Yes.
When's the next time we'll come on though?
We're going to be doing these once a month.
Yes.
And since with the time change and everything, which might have thrown some people off because you're used to 6 o'clock.
Yes.
We'll be doing these at 5 p.m. We're focusing on the holidays. So we'll be back the first Sunday in December. I don't know off the top of my head what the date is for that, but certainly be looking for that. And we'll be talking about some more holiday meals. We might focus a little more on dessert. I'll show you this recipe for a raw pecan pie.
Mm-hmm.
Now, me growing up in the South, I love pecan pie. And it was our minister of music, Kyle, who, when he heard that I love pecan pie, and he went to Boston Market and got, and bought a whole pecan pie. And I haven't eaten the real pecan pie in like years.
Amen.
It was wonderful, but I could only eat like just a little slice.
Plant-based is filling, man. Filling.
Well, that one wasn't
plant-based,
but it was I don't know. I just hadn't eaten it for a long time. It was good though. But I definitely could not eat that all the time because then I'd be in a whole hurt of trouble. So this raw pecan pie is good. And I'll tell you this real quick. When I made this, I actually made this I went to Texas one holiday, spent Christmas over there. And I said, you know what? I'm going to make pecan pie. And like I said, Texas were like, yeah, pecan pie. So everybody was like, wonderful pecan pie. I didn't tell nobody. I did not tell nobody that it was raw or whatever. I just put it out there. And when I don't know, next thing I know, when I went back, that thing was gone. And people were even asking, like, where's the rest of it? And it wasn't until afterwards when I told them it was raw, they were like, what? So
pecan, you pick it right off the tree.
That's right. So we'll
put it right in the dish.
So that'll be one of the things one of the recipes that we'll.
All right. So if you have any questions that you'd like for us to kind of focus on in the future of what we could prepare, any alternatives, just kind of put that in the chat. We'll be able to prepare ideas in future, and by that time we'll have more people here that can ask live questions and sort of taste what we do, and then you kind of give us what you think should be added or taken away or whatever. We love that. We love that kind of give and take and sharing.
That's right. And these recipes will go up on our website, thevibrantvillage.org. We will share these recipes with you. You just look for the post. It's not up yet, but it'll be up hopefully this week. The post will say holiday meal, probably part 1. And we'll that one post will have these all the recipes
Yes.
that we did this evening. So thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you.
If you enjoyed this, please let others know so that they can come along. And if you feel so led to donate towards this ministry, that would be greatly appreciated. As we started, and I believe it was Dr. Nainaji who really suggested this. Once the pandemic hit, we were all about, let's prevent this, or this is how you can take care of yourself for our Black and brown people. And we are still all about that. We want to get the word out, and particularly for the holidays. This is why this took a while. So this is why we equipped you with this, to give you ideas so that you can be prepared for the holidays. So thank you guys so much. Cash App, The Vibrant Village. And we hope to see you first Sunday.
December 6th.
Okay, thank you. December 6th.
By the way, that's my oldest son's birthday, December 6th.
So you'll remember that.
I hope so.
5 p.m. Pacific time, December 6th. Hopefully, like you said, we'll have some live audience people so that you can taste some of this goodness.
Yes, we get to show you and see your reaction.
All right.
Live. God bless you all.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Take care.